the reunification of Kartel and Mavado, and then me there as their mentor to see it now.
And you there.
Because I was there when they fouled out. And then to see the two of them in harmony as brother again, it was just touching.
When Bounty Killer posted that photo with Mavado and captioned it Gulliance, most people scroll past it like another nostalgic moment. But if you really understand dancehall politics, that post never random. It wasn't emotional, and it definitely wasn't innocent, because here's the uncomfortable truth. Bounty Killer now casually post Mavado, and anybody who has watched dancehall closely for the past 10 to 15 years, who not gonna know that. So the question becomes, why now? Why this caption? And why this timing? Because these are the same Bounty Killer once got put on the spot by fans for never posting Mavado, yet consistently posting Vybz Kartel, the same Kartel at the time who had publicly dissed him, embarrassed him, and tried to dismantle the alliance. And here's where it gets deeper. At the time, Kartel was launching his full-on lyrical assault against the alliance. It was Mavado who stood firm and defended the camp. So when Bounty Killer chose to prop up Kartel publicly while leaving Mavado on ice, enough people in the dancehall saw that as either a weak move or a strategic one. Fast forward to now, Bounty Killer has made 2 posts recently about Mavado. One called him the greatest, and now this Gulliance post. So let's ask the real question nobody wants to ask out loudly. Is Bounty Killer repairing history, or is he simply choosing sides based on convenience, ego, and current alliances?
Yo, wanna know the history of dancehall? Link Entourage Records. Wanna know the talk I turn in dancehall? Link Entourage Records. Your entourage, the meat you know eat from morning, your ruggedness.
Bless up, and welcome back to Entourage Records. You're new via here, please consider subscribing. Turn on your post notification bell so whenever I make a new upload, you can be the first to be notified. We see what's going on in dancehall with the whole Vybz Kartel and Bounty Killer. We see what's going on in dancehall where everybody trying to play chess rather than checkers. But all these moves that you're seeing, they are not casual. They all mean something. And we see where Killa posted the word Gulliance, and this is a very clever caption because it's a statement. We are talking about Gully, Mavado's empire, alliance, Bounty Killer's camp. That word alone signals alignment. It also signals recognition, and it also signals public acknowledgement. And remember, Bounty Killer is very intentional in a theme language. This is the same man who understands branding, he understands symbolism, and also understands the legacy, one of the most important things in a dancehall history. So when him type Gulliance, him knows say fans are going to dissect it. Him also knows say bloggers are going to screenshot it. And him knows say loyalists on both sides are going to react emotionally. Because we know when it forward to dancehall artists, enough time the tribalism start. So this is not just for nostalgia. This is sending a message. And we know clearly who or what side Bounty Killer has sent this message to. But before we go any further, let's first tackle the elephant in the room. So make we rewind for a little bit and go back in our history. And this was the period where fans did openly question Bounty Killer and ask him, say, why you always post Vybz Kartel and not post Mavado after it was Vado who defend you after Vybz Kartel this year. And this was when Vybz Kartel was incarcerated, and Killer's response shocked many, and he said, Mavado no post me. And this was where he had mentioned Alkaline's name and said Mavado had diss him, and Mavado don't even link up with Busy, Bling Dog, now Wayne Marshall. But here's the problem with that explanation. Bounty Killer has never required validation for show respect. Him post countless artists who never post him back. so that excuse never fully landed. But here forward the deeper issue, the birthday party incident, because at Bounty Killer's birthday celebration, one tragic incident occurred where one close friend of Mavado did lose his life. And in the aftermath, Bounty Killer publicly stated, and this was when him followed by Winfred Williams show, when he must say Mavado was jointly responsible. He must say, even though Vado didn't pull the trigger, him point out and say Vado actually helped cause it, because if them never get that one altercation with the police or the undercover police, shot wouldn't fire and then Connie wouldn't drop out. And from that moment, it kind of fractured the relationship between him and Mavado. And from that point on, the communication between them did really break down, because Vado said Killa never call him, and Killa also said Vado never call him. Killa said theme friends supposed to forward to him and contact to him. But on Vado's side, Vado has said in here's a Killa a ray, so all the man mash up in party. So the public appearance between Killa and Vado stopped. And Killa said Vado no forward nothing for him Bounty Sundays. And then Vado never think of Portmore, and Killa said he had to go to Prairie, so him couldn't forward a Mavado thing. So there was a silence replaced the brotherhood between the two artists. So yes, even though Vado defended the alliance lyrically, their personal relationship was damaged beyond repair at the time, especially when it seems like Killa started to take side because him and Vado had a little rift. But that I did that. But we all know say Mavado was the defender for the alliance. Mavado was the man you could have said was one of the most loyal person to the alliance. But this is where the contradiction forward in, and it started to confuse no fans. While Vado looked like he was sidelined by Bounty Killer was posting Vybz Kartel. This same Kartel who publicly dissed Bounty Killer. And this was why no fans that question what go on. If Killa is a big friend from Kartel, or he might use Kartel as a pawn for this Mavado. And that's why the fans them ask say, how comes you now post Vado and we know the relationship or the friendship will break down between you and Vybz Kartel? Bear in mind, at the time, Vybz Kartel was incarcerated. Also, bear in mind, I think Vybz Kartel had reached out and post something. From a neutral perspective, probably I say, bygones can be bygones. Where Killa I reach out and Killa I try to get Kartel and energy being the fact of the place where him is. But Killa did not go down the route there. None at all. Which enough people could have and enough people would have understand. But him draw for the Vado no post him draw for the alkaline card and all the excuses in the world. He not even draw for the no matter what, Kartel is always an alliance because that's where him birth from. And that's when many alliance and Gully fans felt like this was a betrayal. But let's be honest. And one of the reasons why this looked like a betrayal, because before Kartel was incarcerated, Vado used to bless up Kartel for enough stage show. Bounty Killer forward on national TV and Bounty Killer said, Vado don't have nothing to do with him, but him a bless up Vybz Kartel. Make that sink in. Killa was the same one who said, Vado a bless up Vybz Kartel, which means him did condemn it and him turn around now and go bless up Kartel. And it seems like he was actually trying to spit in Vado's face. But then, if you look at it probably from a dancehall perspective, I could be honest, Bounty Killer sometimes he move emotionally. But probably at the time, this wasn't an emotional move. This was a strategical move. Because at the time, Kartel, even though beyond bars, was still dominating the culture. Kartel was still controlling the streets. And Kartel was still influencing the next generation. So aligning publicly with Kartel probably could be seen as one chess move, also damage control, and also relevance preservation. But now, because the tide shift now, where Killa and Kartel now see eye to eye for the past few months. Bounty Killer and Vybz Kartel, they haven't been on the best terms. And most of Killa's recent posts, it feel like subtle shade. Or not outright disses, but definitely I know I'm blessed up that. And that's where people are read into it like, Killa, certain things they have post, we know say, a shade Vybz Kartel, which tells us something important. The Kartel friendship, it a cool off, and the Mavado narrative is like a warning. And this is where enough people are say, Vybz Kartel no want theme protege them like popcorn, overshadow theme legacy. Then we can probably say the same thing here, so we probably him no want one of theme protege overshadowing theme legacy, or to rewrite history without theme approval. So what I do now is he reasserts control. You understand? Me give to you, me take it back. Me give to him, me take it back. And a little thing them I do. And this is where no one say that LA can't chat mad this man, but me sure no. Bounty Killer forward pan Freedom Street. And forward and say, Vybz Kartel, new king has risen. But before that, he went say, enough time before that, before he out of prison, him say, Kartel are the king for this a new generation. Alright, him forward again, and him say, Kartel, him never say Kartel are the king of dancehall. And him say, Bounty Killer are the king for everything. Him forward, and him say, Vado are the goat. And this is after him and Kartel now really start eye to eye. So what me I say is, it depends. So him bless up the one here, take it back. Bless up the one there, take it back. Even sometime, him put it on theme self. So that me I talk about. How him a go ahead and distribute the legacy. But at the same time, him still put theme self on pinnacle where she was say him a dish out the accolade. So me I say, so that's what we are talking about. That's exactly what I mean. So when him post Mavado by using the word Gulliance, by reminding everybody who build this. This is not just reconciliation, this is a legacy management. So we could break this down and see if this are really chess or flip-flop. So we are trying to find out. I want to be honest. So we could look into what Bounty Killer really are the writer. So saying, I want to see if I both chess or flip-flop my flip-flop. Alright, so let's look on the chess part, because him understand timing, optics, and power. So if we are talking about ego, because he refuses to be sidelined by theme proteges them. We can talk about flexibility, because dancehall loyalty is rarely permanent. And we talked about that earlier. And Killa actually move off a theme own pace, and even though sometimes look like he move off fan emotion, but Killa always have one ulterior motive, because he move based on respect, and that's what Killa always look for. And that's one of the reasons I say this all the time. And me one of my flesh reason recently. I say Killa do not take money from enough of these artists, because Killa is more looking for respect. Killa want to always be known as the general. Killa always look for control. When it feel like he not have that control there, that's when one problem forward in. And Killa always look for the historical position as far as me, boss, them two youth. And if it wasn't me, them two youth wouldn't forward through the gate like that. So basically, him control the narrative as no other one there run things down. No other one there run things down. And he's been doing that since from when Vybz Kartel leave the alliance, and then him prop up Vado and say, Vado run things because Kartel let grudge him. And then a few years after when him and Vado now say eye to eye, him say, you know say, a Kartel because Vado went grudge him. Stuff like that Killa does. But right now, the problem is Vybz Kartel no longer needs Bounty Killer. Mavado did stop represent the alliance musically long time from when them have them look ray. I want to can look up and see when Vado said, me am the most loyal one. And Winfred Williams asked him say, if he represent alliance still, he couldn't answer or he didn't answer. But Bounty Killer, I remind everybody who the general is. So when you see him post Gulliance, that ain't just one picture. Him and make everybody know what really are going. It's a warning. It's also a recalibration and a reminder that dancehall history no accidental, because in dancehall, loyalty no permanent, respect is rented, and power always shift. And Bounty Killer, he's still choosing where the spotlight shines. Whether I'm successful or not, but that's what he's always doing. If you are the subscribers, want to leave your thoughts on the comment section so we can talk about it. We've come to another video. Thanks for watching. Please like, share, and subscribe to the channel, those who have done so as yet. Also, please turn your post notification bell so whenever I make a new upload, you can be the first to be notified. Peace out, bless up. I'll definitely catch you in the next one.